Genghis Khan, Expansion, and the Mongol Empire. Welcome to today's episode. We're diving into the life of Genghis Khan, the founder of one of the largest empires the world has ever seen. From humble beginnings on the steppes of Mongolia, he rose to become a leader who changed the course of history. His empire stretched across continents, reshaped cultures, and connected distant lands through trade and communication. Today we will explore his life, military genius, expansion strategies, and the lasting legacy he left behind. Early life. Genghis Khan was born as Temujin around 1162 in what is now Mongolia. His early years were anything but easy. His father, a tribal leader, was poisoned when Temujin was still young, leaving the family vulnerable. He and his family were abandoned by the tribe, forced to survive in harsh conditions on the steppes, facing hunger, cold, and constant threats from rival clans. Temujin's youth was marked by personal struggles, but also by lessons in leadership and survival. From witnessing betrayal to negotiating alliances, these early experiences shaped a man who would eventually unite the Mongol tribes. His upbringing taught him that loyalty and trust were powerful tools, and betrayal could be fatal. Unification of the Mongols. The Mongols of the 12th century were divided into many rival tribes, often fighting over territory and resources. Temujin, through a combination of diplomacy, alliances, and military skill, began to unite these tribes. He understood that unity was the key to survival and power. By 1206, after years of consolidating power, Temujin was declared Genghis Khan, which roughly translates to universal ruler. This title marked the birth of a united Mongol nation and set the stage for unprecedented expansion that was to follow. Military strategy. Genghis Khan's success rested heavily on his revolutionary military strategies. His army was renowned for discipline, speed, and adaptability. Mongol warriors were mounted archers capable of executing lightning-fast maneuvers across vast distances. One of his signature tactics was the feigned retreat, where troops would pretend to flee, luring enemies into traps. He also divided his forces into highly organized units with strict hierarchies and communication systems, allowing coordinated attacks on much larger armies. Genghis Khan's ability to adapt his tactics to the battlefield environment made him nearly unstoppable. Expansion of the empire. Once unified, the Mongols began to expand rapidly. Their campaigns stretched across Asia and into Europe. Cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Baghdad fell to the might of Mongol armies, while the expansion often involved destruction and terror. It also led to cultural exchanges, the sharing of technologies, and the movement of people across continents. The Mongols conquered vast territories, but also integrated new knowledge, governance systems, and trade practices from the lands they controlled. In a sense, their empire became a bridge connecting East and West. Trade and communication. The Mongol Empire played a crucial role in connecting the world to trade. The Silk Road, which had existed for centuries, flourished under their rule. Merchants could travel safely across territories that were once dangerous, allowing goods like silk, spices, and precious metals to flow freely. This trade wasn't limited to goods, ideas, religions, and technology. This trade wasn't limited to goods. Ideas, religions, and technologies also spread. For example, invasions from China, the Middle East, and Europe traveled along the routes that the Mongols helped secure, creating an early form of globalization. Genghis Khan died in 1227, but his empire did not stop growing. His descendants expanded the territory even further, creating the largest continuous land empire in history. His influence is still felt today. Modern nations in Central Asia, China, and beyond recognize his role in shaping the region's political and cultural landscapes. Historians also study him as a military genius who understood psychology, organization, and strategy. Despite the destruction he caused, Genghis Khan also created a world that was more interconnected than ever before. Genghis Khan is remembered not only as a fearsome warrior but also as a leader who reshaped the world. From the harsh steppes of Mongolia to the far reaches of Europe and Asia. His story reminds us of the power of vision, strategy, and resilience. Whether viewed as a conqueror or a unifier, his impact is undeniable, leaving a legacy that still fascinates historians and storytellers alike.